All right, let's get this show started.
In today's video, Mike Perry signs a new multi-fight deal with the BKFC. Coach Bareman criticized Dricus du Plessis' decision to not fight Adesanya at UFC 293. Fedor Emelianenko calls out Mike Tyson to a boxing match. New details on the lawsuit against the UFC. Jon Jones thanks Gordon Ryan for helping him on the mats. And Gordon Ryan describes training and living with Jon Jones. Mike Perry has signed a new multi-fight deal with the BKFC as his hot run with the company continues. MMA Junkie's Nolan King reported the news on Twitter, writing, Mike Perry is staying with BKFC and has signed a new multi-fight deal with the company, a promotion official tells me. Perry rides a 4-fight winning streak, including an April win over Luke Rockhold. Dricus du Plessis may not receive a title shot after failing to step up against Israel Adesanya at UFC 293, according to coach EUGENE Bareman. In a recent interview on Submission Radio, Adesanya's longtime coach questioned whether or not du Plessis will end up receiving a title shot. He said, "Well, I don't make that call, but the problem is if you don't step up and take fights, you go into the pool. That's a fact. Nothing in this sport is solid until there's something signed on the dotted line. If he's got nothing signed on the dotted line, then he's out there in the ether." He had a shot. It's the same shot that many of my boys have had here, fought for titles or have had titles. You never, and we fought with horrific injuries because you don't take that lightly. And the problem with them is, I've had an injury, and yeah, it's been a bad injury. You've taken your shot for granted. You think you're gonna get it again, but you don't know what this machine does. You don't know the UFC. You don't know what they do. You don't know how they twist and turn things. Never feel comfortable with where you are. If there's something in front of you that you've been working for your whole life, don't think for a minute just like that, and he had it, and he let it slip, so they can't be sitting comfortable thinking that they've got the next shot. MMA legend Fedor Emelianenko has called out Mike Tyson to a boxing match. In a recent interview on the MMA Hour, the 46-year-old Fedor said that his MMA career is over, but he's now looking to try his hand at boxing. Emelianenko said he's confident in his boxing skills and would love to test himself against Mike Tyson.
Бой по боксу. Знаете, мне бы интересно было, конечно, у нас показывали бой Майка Тайсона с Jon Джонсоном. Вот было бы интересно с Майком Тайсоном. Уже выступал в тяжелом весе и такой, знаковый это имя. Разные истории про Майка Тайсона, в России. Поэтому, то есть время от времени выкладываются ролики, где он в хорошей форме, где он бьет по лапам, работает на лапах.
Fedor also said that he'd like to fight Jake Paul, but doubts he'd accept the challenge.
Are you saying you want to fight Jake Paul?
Я не думал, но стараюсь всегда, не думаю, что он согласится.
I didn't think about it, but I doubt he would want to do it.
Why not? Maybe you're more his size, you know?
Почему нет? Ты же больше, в принципе, подходишь ему по размерам.
Именно поэтому, наверное, не согласится.
This is exactly why he may not agree.
Yesterday, we reported that the UFC may be facing trouble as a federal court has certified a large class action lawsuit against the organization. In an interview on Unlocking the Cage, John Nash, a reporter for Bloody Elbow, discussed the significant implications of this lawsuit for the UFC and the MMA industry as a whole. If you missed our video from yesterday, consider watching it to learn more about the topic. Here's a clip.
But what an injunctive remedial relief or injunctive relief would do is basically, and I'll use an example, happened in the past. The International Boxing Club of New York was found a monopoly in the late 50s, early 60s. Their injunctive relief at that period, the judge ordered that all their contracts could no longer be exclusive for the next 5 years. So every fighter in the IBC of New York was basically free to negotiate with any other promoter they want while still retaining the contract they had with the IBC of New York. And so they could fight for the IBC of New York one fight and then start, asking around. We've also seen what the plaintiffs have kind of asked for injunctive relief. What they want as injunctive relief, they've said either a 1 or 2 year maximum contract with no possible extensions. So think of this, the future when Ngannou spent 5 years, Nate Diaz 6 years to get out of this contract. If he grants that version of injunctive relief in the future, then that means every fighter, if you fight once, you maybe have to wait 12 more months and sit on the sidelines unless the UFC pays you more, and you're a free agent. And that would dramatically change the industry. This could be massive change. This could be one of the biggest events in hindsight, one of the biggest events in MMA history. The industry could be completely changed. But there's also a strong possibility, you know, let's say there is a settlement. This could be a win. It still could be a great win. The UFC could end up still being the UFC, making a lot of money, but the fighters attain a lot more power because, you know, they have to hand out money to past fighters. And the contracts change enough that going forward, that the fighters then start making a lot more money. It's not enough. It wouldn't risk the UFC's future, let's say, but the UFC, much bigger percentage of their revenue might have to go to retain the top fighters.
BJJ GOAT Gordon Ryan recently went to Albuquerque to train with Jon Jones. Jones posted footage of him grappling with the 5-time ADCC champion. In another post, Jones thanked Ryan for helping on the mats. He wrote, "I was blessed to be able to spend about 6 hours a day on the mats with the greatest no-gi jiu-jitsu athlete in the history of grappling. I'm not sure if I can ever repay Gordon for the lessons I learned, the notes I was able to take. I do believe his generosity with his knowledge is rare. I'm forever grateful. What an inspiring individual to be around on and off the mat." Gordon Ryan has also taken to Instagram to shower Jon Jones with praise. He wrote, "There's nothing I enjoy more than surrounding myself with people who are exceptional in their given field. This week, I had the luxury of training with Jon Jones, the absolute best in his field and the baddest MMA fighter on the planet. Off the mats, we hung out a lot off the mats, and I was able to see him interact with normal people, not just people he needs or respects. He treated the random cashiers at stores the exact same way he treated me. He didn't treat me good because of who I am. He just treats people nicely because it's who he is as a person. He's as incredible with fans as any celebrity I've ever seen and genuinely gives everyone he meets his all. Say what you want about him, but he was nothing but spectacular as a person. On the mats, when Jon talks about normal stuff, he can come off just like anyone, you know, a regular guy. When he talks about combat, you see an intentional shift in his demeanor and thought process. You see the gears start turning, and you see the depth at which he understands the sport. I threw some complicated sequences at him, and he learned as fast as anyone. By day 3, he was exponentially better at drilling than he was on day 1. He is truly an exceptional athlete, and I'm very thankful I could be a very small part in this upcoming camp. This is hopefully the first of many trips out to Albuquerque. What an honor. Big thanks to Tusa GB and No They Sunny for helping drill the entire week, and also to Greg Jackson MMA for inviting me into the family." Jones took to the comments writing, "Gordon, you are an extraordinary human being. I'm grateful to call you friend." Here are the top 3 memes we found on the internet today. Third place was found over Reddit and was posted by a user named Striker Apex. Our second place pick was found over Reddit and was posted by a user named Not WWE. And our top pick of the day was found over Facebook and was posted by a user named Robert. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.